fixes. So basically what we want to achieve today, and Nico, you need to jump in here as well, is we want to tackle the process as of we are going to do a UAT. So the person needs to buy at the POS. We need to apply a award voucher to the transaction, and then the rest of the process needs to continue going through up to the place where we can basically run the end of day Markov files, and with the Markov files that will go through the test environment. Rolf and Gerda then also has got their first test data that they can start to work with, so that they can complete their side of the development. Nico, you want to jump in possibly?
Yeah, Marius, just one thing that needs to happen before we start with the actual engagement with the client is setting up the marketing campaign, loading or creating the vouchers, and making those available when we do the issuing, because when a user actually gets a reward, that is, then the marketing campaign should already exist, etc., etc.
Yes.
So the first step would be starting with the marketing campaign, creating a marketing campaign, making sure that all the vouchers have been created, etc., etc. So I think I'm not too sure how that process is handled from the shopper side. I think they do have last time when we did the end-to-end testing, we assumed that the marketing campaign has already been created, but I think it must form part of the UAT to get that marketing campaign created.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
A marketer will typically do that, or the head of marketing will do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just one thing from my side, Marius. I need some data to be able to do the end of day file. So I'll generate one tonight. So I can't have one today. So
no, that's fine.
So we can test that then tomorrow, maybe in the UAT, just to give some clarity on that.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Okay.
So Jock is jumped in now, so he attended. So basically what will happen is Jock will initiate the marketing campaign.
Yes.
Okay. So where does Jock log on to the platform so that we can create the marketing campaign?
I think it's part of the shopper UI. Bertus or Seb, if you can give guideline on that.
Of course. There's an interface for that.
Okay,
so what we'll do is we'll share a screen and follow along whilst the campaign is being created.
Yeah, thank you, Seb. So will Jock be able to jump on to that screen or not really? Do you need to drive it now?
No, he doesn't have credentials or anything, right?
Okay.
So no, that won't work.
Not yet.
Yeah, but then also, I mean, even in the future, probably is going to be some individual, right? That works for Cashbuild, but does that. I don't know if Jack's going to do it himself. But irrespective, Bert is going to share his screen and then we'll show that.
Do we need to think about setting up access to various users as part of the UAT as well, Marius, or do you keep that separate?
I think let's bring in the users as well, because we obviously need to test the user rights and access credentials and so on now.
They won't be the same though, right? For obvious reasons. It's going to be a different environment. But yeah, We can create staging UAT accounts for anybody who wants to do that. Of course.
Yeah. Yeah, I think here to earmark to go into the UAT, I think JARC should require access to this screen.
Now, theoretically, we need to simulate live by signing off the UAT, and for that reason, we need to identify actual people that will sign it off, that will test it and sign it off.
So the question here is that, is there someone that is going to create a marketing campaign and then there's approval process from JARC, or how will it work?
I just a comment from my side. It will top up to, well, 500,000 rands a month automatically. It's just in the event of, let's say, 50,000 rand remains for the month, the following month will just, top up with 450,000 then to get to 500,000 again. So that can almost be an automated event.
But Jock, remember that if it expires, which you will set it up for, then those rewards won't be valid anymore. Whatever is left, if you set the expiry date to the end of the month, it cannot be used anymore. And every month will basically have a new campaign with the full budget available to it.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
JARC,
happy that
you
it
will,
gets
you will need
managed.
access here.
Either that, or the way that we work campaigns at this stage is that there's communication to Cornell that stipulates, I'm just talking in general now, the normal rewards one. If we do have additional ones, to send the communication to Cornell, and it gets uploaded from that side. It's either or.
Okay.
I'm really not concerned whether I do it or Cornell does it on their portal.
Then, just as a side comment, remember that that you will set a budget, let's say in your example is a budget for 500,000, but it might be comprising of, different denominations.
Yes.
So each denomination will carry its own marketing campaign because we need to create the vouchers for each denomination separately.
Yeah, and that's also been set up. I did share a spreadsheet with Cornell to say how many 5 rands, 10 rands, 25
Yes.
rands, and 50 rands. So it will then remain within that structure.
Okay, but each of those lines in your sheet will actually be a separate campaign that's loaded because it's got a different denomination.
I hear what you're saying, yeah.
So, Seb, are you going to share so that we can continue then?
Well, we wanted to first have the conversation properly, right? So there is, so at the moment the way this works, and maybe Cornell can shed light on it, and then Jacques sort of already alluded to it, is that as part of our service offering, we usually help along by managing that step, so that it's a simple request which then gets actioned in our interfaces. However, we can of course also, just like we do with the in-store store managers accesses, do allocations for that, but then we might want to have certain limits in place and other safeguards, so that if the person entering the system might end up exceeding the budget, for example, that is allocated, or removing a campaign that is currently ongoing and canceling out existing rewards and so on. So there's some not fragility, but some element of care required when managing these. I guess we need to talk about that from a UI perspective, right? So if it's going to be managed by one of our support staff, then we obviously will do that, right? If it will be somebody else, then we need to talk about that and make it part of the UAT, of course.
Yeah, I'm happy to jump in. So on the administrative side, it's fine. We can just conclude on the management thereof. Obviously, the plan was from the start that we assist Cashbuild in the management of these monthly setups and campaigns like we always do. But I mean, Jock, we can all obviously look at giving shared access to who requires permissions and what sort of roles they'll play. But obviously Top Shopper will play the administrative role, like as discussed, to set up and manage and control what is controlled in the administrative or management interfaces. So we can just discuss what level of roles you would like once we're ready. That's all.
Okay, yeah, I think it from our organization, it will be myself at present, and then yourself, in case something
Yeah, our
happens
team, yeah.
to
Yes,
either of
yeah.
us, then at least there's some continuity then.
Yeah, so look, our full Top Shopper support team will be on it, like the normal layers, in terms of our layers by now, in terms of controlling and making sure everything is set up correctly, including Sebastian and technical team, as this is a big new module running. But we will just finalize the, what else the actual UIs that we can then give certain accesses to, as we now go ahead and action. So it shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Obviously now we're just focusing on the flow and making sure that all the process flows works in this UAT, and then when it comes to finalizations and visuals, we can just determine what is the next steps to give the right access to where.
So is someone going to create a campaign?
Yeah. Bertus will share his screen and now create the onboarding campaigns. I think he's already done that. We can go for the creation interface, or we just go look at it if you guys want. It's up to you.
Yeah, I already created one just before the meeting, but I mean, I can walk through the steps again. I'm just going to delete the one I created. Can you see my screen? I've been having trouble sharing my screen the past few weeks for some reason.
No. Can see it.
So Jock, you'll see on that other screen that Bertus is working on the portal side. It's similar to what you have seen, which is the access portal, which you'll get access to in the future with all the different modules, right? So it will just be a determination on which sections and modules.
Okay. So this will typically be called Rewards April 2026 to start off with.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And there will be history of this that we can go back to at later stages, or do they get cleared as soon as a campaign is done?
No, it all sits in
We
campaign.
keep records.
Yeah, so
Okay,
it's a campaign controller. So it will, obviously the campaign will get closed at month end and then a new campaign, but obviously it keeps all the history of what was done, and
Awesome.
obviously layered between us and Omnia regarding the reporting or everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's obviously just busy setting up a scratch card campaign, so just bear with us.
Yeah, I don't have nice graphics, but this would be graphics created by a graphic designer. So these are the scratch surfaces.
Jock, you
Okay.
familiar with the scratch services? You know, we can flex it and make it themed by by season or Christmas or Easter. You know, you've seen that all. You know how. So this is where you actually, which is nice. You can visually set it up, and you can see what's behind winning and losing, and what's behind the scratch cards, etc., etc.
Yeah. And
Yes.
I had those screenshots approved by Wimpy this morning, so I'll share them with you later today, and then we can insert them.
Cool.
Okay, so the call into Omnia was successful. So the campaign was created and the vouchers downloaded. So the step is complete. So if you can just check in on your side.
Yeah, so it's activated. That's what you're saying. I just want to double check with you.
Yeah, it's well.
Yeah,
The
it's activated.
campaign was created, activated.
Okay, so you've got the voucher numbers now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to pretend to be a point of sale. And so the shopper now purchased something. This is like a fake mobile number. And he would then receive an SMS. This is just our tested environment. Right. So this is like the SMS. Just set it up. Okay, share again. Okay.
Okay.
So now here you see how bad is emulating a mobile phone effectively.
Looks like a PW.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Oh. It wasn't enabled. Okay.
So Marius, Jock, we're actually running the scratch cards now for the Easter, as you guys know, dishing out the air times. It's actually running like a dream. Just to comment on that.
Okay.
So you can see shopper opens up his invoice, boop, immediately gets a scratch card. You scratch it.
Okay, so now in Omnia there should be a reward allocated to a specific shopper now.
Okay. Just checking. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I see Ralph's hand up. Ralph?
Yeah, my quick question, yeah, maybe I missed it, but we're showing like a prescribed one, but aren't we supposed to be showing links pods doing this step, or am I missing something?
This is the campaign setup that was concluded now, I think.
We're going into the links post in a minute. So this is first, the person has to first get the reward before they can claim it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but I'm still sorry. I just need a bit of clarity here. So this is
Yeah.
what I'm missing here is I would have thought this is happening on LinksPOS
Yeah.
because
So
there was
all
a
we
sale.
emulating.
There
Yeah.
was
So
a
all we.
sale and all kinds of stuff there, and that
Yeah.
needs
So
to be a LinksPOS test, I think.
yeah. So just to clarify, what we're emulating is obviously what would have happened at LinkPOS. Now all the customer did is just provide his cell phone number, and we received the invoice or the receipt, and we just emulated that now with the receipt emulator. But you're 100% right. It can obviously be tested from the LinksPOS directly. We're just showing the flow as if we would have received the receipt with a cell phone number, and then we'll revert down to POS.
Okay, so the question is, Mitchell's Plain, as I understand it, is not a LinksPOS store. So that's why I'm raising the question long term. Bongani can confirm, but I don't think it's a LinksPOS store.
Yeah, we're just emulating as if it was Active Retail or LinksPOS because we obviously in our world have all the stores in Cashbox Shop already. So we're just emulating as if it was an invoice received from a store. We're not yet focusing on a link specific transaction or a AR specific transaction. We're just showing you the flow of when the receipt comes in. And then we'll do the splits between the two POSs.
Okay, that's fine. Just
the emulator caters for the emulator caters for links, and for our emulator caters for both because we're already receiving data from those two environments into Shopper.
Okay, so now there's a shopper and a reward has been allocated to the shopper. So now the point of sale. So now we can test the point of sale side where the reward is actually consumed against the basket. Okay, I pasted the mobile number in the chat.
So now the next step would be, just so that we're introducing the bits now. So what happened now up until this point is a shopper went to store, purchased an item, then received the invoice, also provided his phone number, then received the invoice, engaged with that invoice, scratched, has been allocated the reward, and now is happily going back into store on another day in order to purchase more, and will provide his phone number in store. Doing so, therefore, the POS is expected to show that there is a discount that can be applied, which is that, I believe, 50 Rand discount, and that should be shown on the LinksPOS now, given that phone number that Bert is shared.
Okay.
Yeah, from my side, I'm getting authentication error when I'm trying to step up the customer. On local POS.
We'll look at that right now. Bertus, could you please check?
What's the URL you are using?
Is that staging one? I'll confirm the exact one now. The TS API staging.atomics.online.
Okay, you're using the credentials I emailed to you?
Yeah, the authentication, the top level one was successful, but now for this shopper step up.
Okay, hold on. It's working for me. Do you also send the token that you got from the top level? Do you send that token when you as a bearer token on the shopper step up?
Yeah.
I will just have to debug. Can you maybe share your screen? Or send me the curl or something so that we can.
Yeah, from my side, I don't log the entire message. I only log Atomic's shopper step up failed, no token return. I don't have the exact. I'll have to use Postman to get the exact error message.
Yeah, okay, let's try that.
Oh, never mind. From my side, I entered the number wrong.
Okay.
Screen. Let's go back. Oh. That is the correct one that you just created. Just to get an article. At this point, it should be nothing should have happened.
Rolf, you happy so far?
Yeah, I can see it flowing. Yeah, let's
Right.
run to the
Yeah.
test.
Yeah.
And then we'll, if there's any points, I'll make afterwards. Thanks, yeah. But so far,
Thanks.
looking fine. If
Okay.
links guys are happy as well, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. At this point, we see the total is less than the condition. Okay, we'll just pop this up. It's just that bubbled game. Yeah, at this point it should be reserved, and that is going to confirm.
Okay, let me check.
Martus, when you've got it on your screen, can you share so that we can just witness or check, please?
Yeah,
The
so
actual reserved item you won't really see anyway. You will see that there's a deducted reward.
yeah, I can only show you like a database entry. There's no front end for this step really. So there's the mobile number.
Yeah.
So it's reserved. Yeah, that's basically it. So I can see that it is reserved, yes.
Okay. Continuing from my side. At this point, should I cancel it first and then we can check that, or should I complete the sell?
Let's do the sell first, and then we can do a cancel one as well.
Just for, yeah, if we complete the sell, they will have to create a new reward. Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay.
Just don't, you know.
So,
Can you possibly go to that receipt so that we can just
I'll
verify quickly?
just have to reprint it because the receipt doesn't show.
Okay, that's fine. That looks fine from my side. Rolf? Organic?
Happy?
Okay. Okay, we can check the cancellation now.
So for this, we need to have another customer now. So Beatrice will just on his side quickly, without sharing his screen, just add another customer and then provide a phone number. So this will take a minute.
Yeah, just a moment.
So he'll do exactly the same steps what we just did earlier in order to then be able to provide a phone number, which then can be entered here in this interface. And then instead of completing the process, everything will be added, but then the cashier will cancel out of basket. And then the required element of it is that it's supposed to not be in reserved state. And therefore, it should be available to be issued again thereafter. Maybe in the meantime, what we could also check while this is happening is that there should be a item consumed now on Omnia side as well. I don't know, maybe I missed that. Henny, could you confirm that? So it was consumed on both, yeah? Top Shopper and Omnia.
Okay.
Yeah, just to confirm now, yeah, the old customer number after we did the reserve, we consumed it, and yeah, no vouchers are available
Fine
for
on
you.
my side, yes.
No, just a minute. Let Henny please confirm on Omnia's database as well that everything worked.
Yeah, everything is here.
Can you share, Henny?
Yeah, it's on Google, but it's not that consumer friendly. I think I can share my screen.
Apparently, if it's on Google, it's more friendly.
Okay. Okay.
Marius, you know how it goes. It's always the interfaces at the end that everybody complains about. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then all the hard work is done, and then it's all about interfaces. No?
Yeah, it's all about the look and feel.
All about UI.
Okay. Yeah, here's the screen in any case. So this time is actually in UTC time. So it's obviously 2 hours behind our time. So this was 9:02. It's now 2 minutes ago. So it's now 11:04. So in any case.
So is the time critical here? I would assume we need to...
No, Google says always stores it on UTC. So obviously on the front end, you normally convert it to South African time or whatever, yeah.
GWS. Okay. Okay.
So that's standard, almost standard, Morris. So that's so we'll just do the conversion of the date times to the time zone implemented.
Yeah.
So that's database language is always in the same, and then you do the conversion to what is required in the zoning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stop sharing now. Okay. So you can carry on. Okay.
Can I continue with the next custom?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Okay, been applied, and now just canceling it. It's available again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, can we then do the refund?
Yeah.
Bongani, you need to jump in here as well, please.
No, you've got it, Marius. We're going to process a refund, and then I think the last one will be confirming that the end of day process to make sure that all the transactions have taken place. Recalc? Daniel, sorry, before you go ahead, I just want to quickly double check something so that we can just show to the forum the original price of the product versus what we're returning. You can select from articles table or even from sales for the product. Because returning 30 rand 78 cents.
There's the original price.
Daniel, we can't see your screen.
Yeah, you want to see the original price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
34.95. 30 rand 78.
So this is basically with the deductions now from
Yeah.
the
Correct.
rebate.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I was getting worried. Good.
Okay, that's the refund.
Can we just wait there? Okay, so Bongani, just take us through the screen.
So basically, Marius, this is where you're returning customer. Do you want to
Yeah.
take cash or card? And these are different payment options that are available.
Okay, so the cash there, so the return payment is 369.36.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's yeah.
remember, he returned 12.
Yeah.
So the total of the amount of the 12 adds up to the
Okay, so
369.36.
369.36. Okay.
Yeah.
That tallies with the previous screen.
Yeah.
Good.
What I do want to take note of that the original sale was 369.40, while the return is 369.36. So it's 40 cents off. But that's due to rounding at sales level. We round to 6 decimal places the discount amount. But when you come to returns, you need to round it to 2 decimals per article. And if you multiply that with the quantity, it won't align with the sale amount itself because of that rounding difference.
So can't we recall the original sales value and recalc from that, then to try and, you know, recalc the end of the...
We can, but that will only help us with the scenario where they do a full return.
So, Bongani, how are we handling this, the returns here? Or are
Marius,
we offsetting continuously on a return?
there's, I think, one of two. We can basically increase the decimal places stored as accurately the same way we're storing it with sales. Something that we also just need to take account of, guys, is this is a return with reference to a sale. We also have a scenario where we've got a sale with reference to a transaction, in fact, without a reference. So I'm just now thinking of a return from another store as well, where the reward was used or applied as a discount. I wouldn't know that there was a discount applied. We depended on the store personnel doing the right thing. Jacques, I see your hand.
No, just on that, the calculation that Ralph did for us to allocate a certain percentage or amount of the total rewards value to each item, that development is still ongoing. I had a discussion with Wimpy, but we won't switch it on at this stage. So for argument's sake, let's take it total values. A customer received a 50 rands rewards voucher. They purchased a product of 200 rands, which means that we then take 50 rands and they need to provide us the 150 rands outstanding amount, right? So that's the simplest example that we can get. It's one product. If it was two, there might be a 25 rands and a 25 rands allocated to each product. Customer returns one. I had the discussion with Wimpy. At the current stage, and I'm not at all saying that we must stop that. I think we must carry on with the development to, at a later stage, then bring in that allocation of the rewards values, in this case, 25 rands and 25 rands to the two products. But we won't switch it on at this stage. The take is that we will see this as 100% promotional campaign. If the customer returns his or her goods, let's say it's the one product of 200 rands, we're not going to do the calculation now. If the customer used the 50 rands voucher and they want to have a return and a refund, we will refund them the 200 rands amount. But I think we must still have this discussion for when we do decide, when we bring somebody else on board and we increase the monthly campaign values from 500,000 rand, let's say, to 3 million rands, then we will activate it. So we must have that discussions. Marius, so you've got your hand up twice.
So Rolf, sorry, Jock. Yeah, so basically, remember that the development is done. So it's not development that's in progress, it's done.
Yes.
And it's not a function that you can switch on or off. So we need to, I think, should take a decision at the stage, are we going to implement this requirement or not? Because there's going to be time involved to disable this part of the calculations now.
Yeah, so in short, we're not going to do subtractions on the rewards values. No. So if a customer comes in, buys a 200 rands product, got a 50 rands rewards value, when they want a refund, we're going to refund them the full 200 rands. And that rewards value is then used and it's not reissued in any ways. That's how Wimpy wants it at this stage. So we're not going to use that at current.
Yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a problem because we've applied it.
What is the impact here? Because this is not a quick one, I would assume.
No, it's not, Marius. We literally applied it. That logic, we've applied it already. I'm just trying to think if whether we keep it or take it out, what difference are we expecting to see? Because at the end of the day, this is what we want for bigger values. We've already applied the logic. I think
Okay.
the 4 cents difference that we've got here, we'll have to just maybe tweak our logic, especially for returns, where we reduce maybe the calcs and not just calculate again and simply just pull it from the sales table.
Yes.
But yeah, Jacques, the work's already done.
Okay, no, that's then fine. But it's just like you're saying, then same example. We're not going to tell the customer you used the 50 rands rewards value, so we're only refunding you with 150 rands. We will refund them the whole 200 rands then, when it comes to the refunds.
Oh, with this, we'll only give them the 150. With
Yeah.
what we've done, we'll only give them the 150. We won't give them the 200 back. It's
That's how we
discounted.
designed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my meeting last week, Wimpy said that to start off with, then Maurice, I had the discussion. I thought it's just something that we can switch on and off, do the development, but not implement it. Can we do the calculations where it then brings in on the sale, it brings in the rewards values, but when we do the refunds, it will revert to the tier 1 pricing and not the discounted tier 1 price.
I'm sure we can, Jacques. I'm sure we can.
So it will show, as per the calculations, what discounts they received, but only when we do refunds, it won't take the value that they paid. It will take the full amount on the refunds, only on the refunds portion then.
I think it's basically a change in the logic of the discounts and the refunds.
It is, Maris.
I'm a bit confused. So we want to refund the money they received, if not they received, but they got the voucher for. So if the 50 rand discount on a sale and he wants to return it, he will receive that 50 rand in cash. Is that what we're moving?
Yes. The values at this current stage is not that much. The piece take is very similar to what we do currently with campaigns with cash to ATM vouchers or something of the sort. So customer comes in, there's certain criteria, they meet the criteria. Later in the afternoon or 5 minutes later, they get 50 rands cash to ATM voucher. If that customer returns those products, we don't recall that 50 rands cash to ATM. We parted with that. So his take is in this initial phase, seeing that we capped at 500,000, we can do the indication of the rewards, what the customer basically received or redeemed. But if they want to return a product, we don't pay them back the amount that they only paid. We pay them back the full amount. I know 50 rands sounds, the extreme, but that's what 10 rands, for argument's sake. Bought the product for 200 rands, returning it now, they had a 10 rands voucher. Instead of giving them 190 rands back, we give them the full 200 rands back. So this will then only apply to when we do full refunds to customers.
Jacques, guys, it will definitely be a change on our end, because now we need to identify what discount type was used. If it was this discount type, do not include it in the calculation, pull in the original price of the sale. So yeah, Maris, it will be a bit of a change. So we'll just have to ask for a bit more time then, just for the refunds process, because we tied it to the whole ratio model that we applied. Ralph?
Hi, Marius, two points. I think we need to run this past Stephanie and Zandile again, because we agreed on a percentage and all that. I have a feeling there's going to be a financial concern that we're paying back more than we sort of granted. And the other thing is you better tell Active Retail, because they're going to the hot fix process for this, and that's just going to delay that hot fix or change that hot fix design, as I understand it.
This is substantial, guys. This is quite a substantial change in requirement.
I agree with you as well. It's like a rescoping or a scope change to some extent. Is it not worth having a discussion with Wimpy to explain what's happening? I understand the business side of it, but the impact is a delay. That's the best term I can use.
Whose point of sale screen is this now? This is a link screen.
It's links, Shaq. Yep, it's links.
So the return there, the cash 369, where does it indicate the voucher value that was allocated to this purchase?
It won't. So it simply says, what did you actually pay? That's why I asked Daniel to show us the original price on the articles table. What was the price, the selling price versus the return price? So on the screen, it won't say. It just says we're going to be giving you this amount back. That's the value of the product, because the unit price, Daniel, if you can just go back to the database, please. Workbench. The unit price is 34.95. So if we take 34.95 and we times it by 12, it was supposed to be 419 rand 40 cents.
40 cents, yeah.
But we, instead of 34.95, we sold it for, I think, 30 rand. Daniel, if you can just go back to the table again.
What was there was two voucher values. Was it 100 rands or 50?
50.
What was that value?
So original price was 34.95 minus 4 rand 17. I'm just gonna round up.
Mm-hmm.
The total that the customer is supposed to get back is 30 rand 78 cents. Now the customers come back to say, I'm returning everything. So 30 rand 78 cents times units 12, it's 369.36 cents. And that's what Daniel has on the screen.
Okay, to make it easier on the past developments, when there's a return, Nico, can we then reinstate that voucher value for the customer?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. So I think that's a good idea, to be honest.
Yeah, we do have the functionality to do, or the endpoint to do that. So yes, it's doable. It just then, from a shopper perspective, they have to call that endpoint to reinstate it.
Mel, are you still on here?
Yeah, I'm on. I'm not too sure on Seb can comment. I heard the question just regarding that if the unique voucher token is available on POS to send it back to us. Seb, you want to talk?
So you can cancel out of the basket, basically. Right? There's an endpoint. So for us, maybe we need to clarify how the underlying infrastructure works, right? We already consume the reward
Yes.
when you add it to the basket.
Yes.
So even before the transaction is even finalized, we have already informed Omnia. Everybody believes that this is gone.
Correct.
So, and then we can, of course, reinstate it, just like we do when you cancel out of basket. And
Yeah, on the return, yeah.
so now, of course, at the moment, we don't have an API that is externalized to the point of sale system to reinstate. But the part of our business, our normal business flow, when you cancel out of basket, is already the reinstating of a reward. So that functionality on our side is implemented. The only thing we need to do is make a additional endpoint available to the point of sale to basically trigger it after they technically already confirmed, right? The transaction. Now, there is another element to that you all need to be aware of. These things don't always happen when there's internet available. So that means that for example, at the moment, there could be a scenario in which the basket gets the voucher gets, or no, the reward gets added to the basket. The person actually does the transaction, but now the internet drops half the way through, right? So while you're already with the basket, okay? Now, at that point in time, we wouldn't get the confirmation call anymore, which in our current implementation, of course, doesn't matter. However, now we're saying that I can now go as point of sale system and reinstate that voucher, right? So that would possibly mean that I can physically walk with my product and my receipt to a different store, let's say a store that has internet. And now I go and I basically go in and say that I want to return this product, right? Store number 2. Now, at this point, we wouldn't know, right? We don't know yet that it even was confirmed. And now what could happen is that we reinstate, but later on the confirmation call from the other store that has been on offline comes in, right? We need to go and discuss what that means in terms of business processes and so on. It's just one of the complexities that come into play if we add this functionality.
Yeah, I think will be good because remember, if you think practically now, so I have a voucher that I've already consumed, it's gone, right? So we're talking about the reinstating a voucher basically. So let's just talk practically through it. Like Seb's saying, okay, I come up, I want to now return. Basically, we want the POS to allow us to reactivate a voucher. Now I'm at the till. The POS calls for this reactivation, which I would suggest that it only happens in any case after a return has been finalized. So we only receive the reinstate call after a successful return transaction was finalized and that call was made out to all the parties successfully, right? If that hasn't happened, that voucher is still not available for the shopper to go to any other store. So the moment we receive the reinstate call will be after the return basket has been finalized. The POS returns back up to shopper. Please reinstate this voucher ABC. And this happens only after basket. If that call doesn't come through, Seb, then we just haven't received that reinstate yet. So the customer cannot go to another store now and reuse that voucher as an example. It just isn't activated yet. So until the comms is restored, or either on the end of day markup or that flows, then only then the risk, or only then the reinstate will happen. So the only thing that will happen is the customer will not yet have his reinstated voucher available.
And also, if it happened at store 1, the process was done, they won't have the goods to return at another store. So the chances of duplicates coming through will sort of be non-existing.
Yeah, and the risk for that voucher, the point is that voucher is still in our world consumed or used until we receive a successful return transaction call from POS, which basically is a reinstate of voucher. And at that point, we know that the return was processed successfully on POS.
Okay,
So-
Cornel, I sort of derailed this whole thing here. So it's possible for you to reinstate the voucher, long and short.
Well, I'll have Seb answer again because I'm just the oak that's sort of coming from the side.
We're able
But
to
I was just
reinstate the
answering regarding
voucher.
Seb's. Yeah.
So there's flow complexities, but we're technically and implementationally able to reinstate the voucher. On the back end, there is no connectivity yet to POS, which means that we need to implement a new endpoint to externalize this functionality to the point of sale system, both in active retail and links. And therefore there is work that is needed, but we're able to do it.
Okay.
So Jock, there's work needed on the POS environments as well, if we go that route. In any
Why do you
case.
say that, Morris? Because then we keep the development that was done as is. The refund, cash refund happens as per the example that we have here. And then the reinstatement happens through the rewards voucher again. That's the call out from shopper to Omnia.
Yeah, but POS
no.
still needs to break that out to shopper to say, please reactivate this voucher when it returns. So currently that doesn't exist, right? So we don't handle returns from shopper side or from Omnia side. The voucher is gone. It's used.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if we're saying that there needs to be a business process to reactivate or reinstate, then POS needs to call that at a certain point after a return transaction has been finalized or when it's completed. So what the POS needs to now do is at the point of return basket finalization, so the return has just been processed on links and AR, and there was a voucher that was applied on the one that was returned, they will then send us that voucher details back in a reinstate call to say, please reactivate this voucher.
So as a customer, I will only ever receive an invoice on a completed sale. I will not receive like a cancellation or anything of that sort on my PWA.
Well, obviously what I see on the PWA is a different question regarding the return, right? Because the
No,
return...
I hear you, but I mean that's a call out from the system. Transaction was done. When I walk out of the shop, I get a copy of the invoice. I won't get anything else. Like you know, that there was a return on that invoice or that invoice was cancelled, for argument's sake.
Yeah, look, that's just comms flow back to PWA, which we obviously can discuss. Anything we can do from a point of, you know, it might not be there now, but we can always add comms regarding certain, because in shopper side, we receive different transaction types, right? So we receive, with AR, they give us clear transaction differences. And obviously with this new integration with links, we will know the transaction type, a quote or an invoice or receipt or so we know, and in this case, it'll let's call it it will in the API it will flag as a return on the transaction type, and then we can activate messaging inside the PWA according to those transaction types. It's what we receive from the API from POS. So it doesn't, as long as we receive that return as a transaction type into shopper through the normal API call, right? The receipt or the invoice API call. We can initiate communication into the PWA based on that transaction type.
Marius, with that being said, and to Ralph's point, do you think we must then stop active retail on that and say we did accept and we'll only implement at a later stage, saying that it's not a on and off switch? or should we proceed as it is current and then reinstate the voucher? Then we have that functionality and we don't need to be concerned about it at a later stage. What do you think is the best solution?
Yeah, I think, Jock, let's take it offline. But I think what we need to do is just maybe socialize with MP and say, well, basically the development is in place. We've specified it accordingly, and we just need to implement the change afterwards, or we need to stop the development now, because remember, Active Retail developed according to this requirement. So that's why there's the additional work that they are doing now.
Yes.
And because otherwise they would have been almost done, if I can put it like that.
Yeah, they
So-
will
so-
also need to, Marius, just to add to that, they will also need to add this reinstate call. Either
Yes,
way.
yeah.
So either way, there's going to be, it just depends on the level of development, but both POSs in both cases will need changes. So there's no, we can't go, there was no reinstating in the old AR integration as well.
No,
So
there
they will
was
need
not.
to, they will also need to add the reinstate call after a refund if this is the decision on the business process.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any reinstating currently from POS back to Omnia and Shopper, as that
Yeah.
was sort of the rules set out. So there's no UX from POS to say, or no flow from POS to say, please reactivate this voucher.
Yeah, I would say that we should, Jock, let's have a discussion with MP and,
Yeah.
let's see, because the impact vice versa is quite substantial. So
Marius, I need to go, unfortunately. I'll continue tomorrow on the call. It's okay.
no,
Yes,
that's
thanks.
good. I also need to jump off. Daniel, can I ask if you can just create for us 3 or 4 more test transactions so that those can flow through Omnia, so that we can then tomorrow tackle the Rolf side of the integration, so that they can check if the integrations are coming through for them, so that they can complete their configs.
With transactions where it is actually a round number and not like this instance, I presume.
Yeah, so I would suggest let's do a couple of more basic transactions, Rolf.
Yeah, that's fine. We just wanted to see what the files look like, that
Yes.
they're all coming through, and if we need to make any changes. But yeah, I'm happy with that. And then Nico we can just get the files, and Gerda and I can start looking at them tomorrow. It'll be great. Thank you.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so Henny, will you just check for us when the files are coming in? Just make sure that you can push that through to the SAP QA environment. Yeah? Is Henny not on the call anymore?
I think you
Okay,
dropped
but
off, Irish.
yeah, okay. So Daniel, just do 3 or 4 transactions so that Rolf can formalize his his integration into ECC.
That's
Okay.
perfect.
Good stuff.
Can I just ask that Bertus just creates more rewards?
Bertus, will you be able to assist there?
By create rewards, do you mean specific shoppers or?
It can be different, it can be the same, just so that I can actually do sales with the rewards. And
So you need a mobile number, right?
yeah, it can be
Okay,
different
sure.
mobile numbers with
Yeah.
different rewards and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as there's a difference in each transaction, please, so that Rolf can pick it up.
Then our audit job, do we show that tomorrow, or when would you like to see the audit job?
I
Because
think let's tackle it tomorrow, Daniel. I think,
yeah,
because the time is up, so let's tackle it tomorrow.
Yeah, we just need to confirm with Bertus if they actually received the orders else. But yeah, we'll do that tomorrow.
So
Thank you.
I will just create like, I don't know, 10 transactions and send it to you. And then you can use it at your leisure. Okay.
Yeah, is it okay if I do all the transactions, then I just run the audit job tonight for it, or do we need to run it tomorrow?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I'll do that then. Then we can confirm tomorrow. Thank you.
Maurice, I just want to quickly just ask, so the flows, just to confirm the flows from Links, Shop and Omnia in the background, that flow has worked, right? Everybody confirms that flows went through.
From today's test, it looks like it's working.
And so the other one is now the link between that and Ralph's environment, right?
Yes, so tomorrow the focus is now to take these files, these transactions, and push it back to Omnia into the daily markup files into ECC, SAP, ECC.
Okay.
And then there's a POS integration into ECC that we need to confirm tomorrow as well.
Okay.
Correct, Maurice.
Yeah, good stuff. Well done, guys. We are moving forward. It looks good.
Yeah, I'm happy from Shopper side. Thanks, guys. It looks good from POS and Omnia. Thanks for all the hard work, everybody.
Yeah, it looks really good. We will come back to you on the refunds.
Mario, sorry, just a quick question from my side. We were going to use these sessions to also create a test group for the UAT. I'm not too sure if we've got someone, a scribe or something, one of these AIs doing that for us. So yeah, because we want to use these sessions to say, okay, that's our test script. And when we go through UAT, these are the steps we'll follow. Or
Yeah.
how do we handle that?
Yeah, let's use this. Okay, so remember exactly what you say is exactly this session to confirm our UAT document. So this will basically input into the UAT document. Yes, correct.
Yeah, I think this was draft, right? So we will do a formal UAT step doc.
Super, thank you.
Okay, I just want to confirm who's going to do the UAT document.
I don't know.
Morgani, can you tackle your side of the POS environment, please?
No problem, Maris.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought we could grab this video and then throw it in one of these AI tools, and maybe it gives us a document back. I don't know.
It'll be very interesting. It'll be cool to see what you can produce.
Yeah.
So Morgani, do you've got an AI tool that can capture this for us?
I think if you give me the video, Maris, there's this that notebook LM thing from Google. It works quite well. I'll give it a go.
Okay. So I will download the video and share it for you on WeShare or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. Well done, guys. See you tomorrow. Let's see what jumps out of the bushes